Hey everyone, I'm Rob Childs, Rapier swordsman out of the United States, and I'm here with yet a little bit more Rapier knowledge. So recently I received a few questions regarding specifically the things that I do with regard to Rapier. Now this first question is about the fact that I'm somewhat in the minority when it comes to how I hold the Rapier. Now for me, I prefer a two-finger grip through the ring, whereas some others prefer one, some others prefer none at all. So here's the answer to that question. So when it comes to my particular grip on the Rapier, as I had mentioned, I prefer to have two fingers wrapped around the crossel. So if you come into here, what you'll see is I prefer two fingers up, two fingers down, one thumb wrapping around. Now, in short, and you can go ahead and back out on that, in short, the reason for that is very simple. It's strength and control. With those two fingers around that, I have found that nothing gives me as much power over my own weapon than having those two fingers wrapped around the top with the two fingers wrapped around the bottom. Now I've seen others, there's certainly other grips, and there's certainly style specific grips out there, and if you're looking to maximize your particular style, hey, no worries. But what I'm going to do is give you a little bit of information about why I chose not to incorporate any of those. So first off, when it comes to just a one finger grip, as such, having one finger wrapped up around the upper ring, the three fingers around the handle, and the thumb wrapping around the side or around the ricasso itself. So I don't do that in particular. Although it is stronger than other grips that I have tried, it doesn't provide quite enough of that strength and therefore that control that the two-finger grip allows me. Now that strength and control, I am highly encouraging anybody to at least try it out just to see what it feels like, because for me, it allows me a great deal of authority over my opponent's weapons, even when I'm dealing with the mezzo or sometimes even the forte across that opposing sword. Now, in addition, there are other grips out there, such as the French have a very common wrapping the hand around the grip itself. Now, when I first started, this is the grip that I was actually taught. I started in Olympic fencing and I learned the French foil, had a great time with it, but that grip, one thing that I noticed right off the bat is that it was rather easy to rip that right out of your hands. And to this day, when I fence anybody who uses that kind of a grip, I will utilize my strength and control to maneuver their sword in such a fashion that it rips it out of their fingers. In Olympic style fencing, as long as you were to hit the other person before their sword hit the ground, you were still good. In Rapier, since we're talking from a martial context, it is obvious what happens when your opponent loses their weapon. So other grips that I have seen out there as well. You got the Italian that does the one finger on either side. This is a little better than other grips that I have tried, but still it doesn't offer me that same kind of control that I'm looking for. So again, just in short, the only reason I do it is because it allows me the greatest strength and therefore the greatest control over my own weapon, which therefore allows me to exert a great deal of control over my opponent's weapons.